Hello, Patreon. Hello, patrons. Thank you for joining me today. And I want you to prosper this year of 2022. I want you to completely tune out, shut down, shut out, ignore the notion of any kind of fiscal upheaval or downturn that people are speaking about and prophesying for the future. I will have no notion of that. I have an anti notion potion. So that is going to be the power of our subconscious mind. So let's talk, as Charlotte once asked astrologically, where is my bag? So let's go get our bag. So I'm going to read a bit from you from this amazing book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. And I can honestly attest that it works. I've seen some changes. Something's broken loose for me in the last 2 weeks that I have not been able to move or budge in 2 years. So let's see what Dr. Joseph Murphy says. Anytime you want something, you're going to pray for it. And you pray in two ways: by affirming that you have it or affirming that you don't. This is in a nutshell. So if you're wanting more money, and the topic of this video is going to be our financial, our economic health, as he mentions in earlier chapters that I covered in that YouTube video. If you were sick, you would go to the doctor and they would fix you because something was wrong with you. He explains that poverty is showing that something is lacking in your perception of what is, so it must be remedied. So in this sense, basically, it's like you're praying in two ways. On the one hand, you can say, wealth is flowing to me now, or you could say, I resent that person's wealth. So which is it? Do you want the wealth, or do you want to affirm that you don't have the wealth? So that's the first part. Just in general, without doing any kind of heavy self-diagnosis, let's just say, all day, every day, you say to yourself, wealth is flowing to me now. Oh, look, a parking ticket. Doesn't matter. Wealth is flowing to me now. Maybe I lost a $20 bill, or that got that parking ticket or something, to prove to myself I can drum up the money by doing absolutely nothing, but the power of my own mind will be put to use, and that's how I'm going to get it. Now, he says this in the part called Your Constant Supply of Money. He writes, recognizing the powers of your subconscious mind and the creative power of your thought or mental image is the way to opulence, freedom, and constant supply. Accept the abundant life accept the abundant life in your own mind. Your mental acceptance and expectancy of wealth has its own mathematics and mechanics of expression. As you enter into the mood of opulence, all things necessary for the abundant life will come to pass. So notice that he says, as you enter the mood of opulence, ... all things necessary for the abundant life will come to pass. So the key phrases here is as you enter the mood and will come to pass. Nowhere in there does it say anything about picking up extra shifts, working extra hours, stressing, crying. Of course, getting more hours or a side hustle or some such thing is perhaps a step closer to manifesting simply with your own willpower. You will it into existence. But if you're already there and you're ready to transcend, now is the part where you accept, or actually at any stage really, you just accept that. You don't actually have to do anything. You only take the action that makes you feel inspired to take that action. It's called inspired action. Otherwise, things like grind, motivation, challenge, words like that should really be struck from your vocabulary because they assume struggle, they assume effort, they assume that it's necessary to do something you don't want to do to get what you want. But like they say, when you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. But it doesn't have to be directly your work, as in your job. It could be anything that brings you joy, because the answer here is really that you're leveraging your energy. Have you ever considered that the people who make the most amount of money in the world do the least amount of work? It's not because they're evil or lazy. It's because they understand how to leverage their energy. The people who work the hardest make the least. So you can either work your mind or work your behind. But I promise you, if you're not working the one up there, the bottom one's going to work you. So let's be smart about this and see what he says to do. He says, let this be your daily affirmation. Write it in your heart. I am one with the infinite riches of my subconscious mind. It is my right to be rich, happy, and successful. Money flows to me freely, copiously, and endlessly. I am forever conscious of my true worth. I give of my talents freely, and I am wonderfully blessed financially. It is wonderful. Once again, I am one with the infinite riches of my subconscious mind. It is my right to be rich, happy, and successful. Money flows to me freely, copiously, and endlessly. I am forever conscious of my true worth. I give of my talents freely, and I am wonderfully blessed financially. It is wonderful. So let's write this affirmation into our hearts and minds alike. It's the 14th of February today. Let's see, a month from now, on the 15th of March, I will touch base again on Patreon and see if you have been doing these and if they have been helping. And if you have, of course, it's a safe place. Let's share our stories here. This will be the financial portion of this book. I will keep the rest of it private just for patrons. And I'm thinking, because the full moon is upon us in 2 days' time, if you would like to do a full moon party, let me know. I'll put a call out for it on Patreon. We can get together on Zoom and shoot the stuff and see if we can co-create together. Thank you so much for listening. I really hope this helps you. And as always, I love you all. Bye bye for now.